Welcome back to a new post today. Supreme Court is known to uphold the fundamental rights of citizens, and today a new plea had gone to the Supreme Court with regard to a couple's right to avail surrogacy with regard to secondary complexities with regard to childbirth. So this was about a couple facing secondary infertility. We have a law under a surrogacy law, which is the Surrogacy Act of 2021, and under this section 4 of the law does not allow the couple to avail surrogacy in case of secondary infertility. So let's first look at the law of surrogacy in India. What does it say, and what are the provisions, and what is the eligibility criteria for people to avail surrogacy? Now, surrogacy is regulated in India is by a law called the Surrogacy Regulation Act of 2021, which permits only altruistic surrogacy and not commercial surrogacy for eligible Indian citizens and not foreigners. Commercial surrogacy is where payment is made to a surrogate mother beyond medical expenses and insurance, and is banned nationwide because this has led to wide-scale exploitation of women. Now, the law, according to the 2021 Act, it permits only altruistic surrogacy. The surrogate mother cannot receive any monetary compensation other than medical expenses and insurance coverage for 36 months of postpartum. Commercial surrogacy is strictly banned in the country with imprisonment up to 10 years and a fine of up to 10 lakh rupees, and it is punishable. Now, the law only permits gestational surrogacy. It permits gestational surrogacy where surrogate carries an embryo created using intended parents or donors' gametes, meaning that she has no genetic link to the child. And traditional surrogacy is where the surrogate's own egg is used, is not allowed. And there is a strict eligibility criteria intending that surrogates must meet specific conditions. Certificates of essentiality have to be got. Eligibility from appropriate authorities is important. Now, to be eligible to undertake surrogacy in India, they must be Indian citizens, NRIs, or overseas citizen card holders. Foreign nationals are strictly prohibited, and marital cover, they must be legally married, heterosexual and not homosexual couple for at least 5 years, or a single woman, widowed or divorced, aged between 35 to 45. So these are the eligibility criteria. Apart from that, the female partner must be between 23 to 50 years, and the male partner must be between 26 to 55 years old. They should have no medical condition. They should have a proven medical condition of infertility, and that is necessary for surrogacy, certified by a district medical board. And generally, they should not have any surviving biological, adopted or surrogate child, with an exception that if the existing child is mentally or physically challenged and suffers from a life-threatening disorder. Now, only in case if they do not have a surviving biological or an adopted or surrogate child can the parents go for surrogacy. And even if they have a child, that child should be mentally or physically challenged. In this case, a couple wants a second child through surrogacy, which is actually not permitted by the law. So let's look what does the Supreme Court say. Supreme Court has upheld the reasonability of the section 4 with regard to the surrogacy law, and even the government of India said that fundamental rights are individual rights over one body, and there is no right to avail surrogacy, and it cannot be claimed as a fundamental right purely, and surrogacy is only a statutory right. And apart from that, it says that claim on another's body is not a fundamental right, and therefore they cannot avail surrogacy for having a second child as a fundamental right. The plea is related to a couple who is facing secondary infertility, as I told you, and they are seeking surrogacy against the state, and they are arguing that the state is interfering in their private lives and also reproductive choices of the citizen. The lawyer who represented the couple said that secondary infertility is very complex and an emotional issue, and that many couples face struggle to conceive a second child after successfully having a first one. This condition is shrouded with stigma and even misconceptions as well. However, the lawyer said that the definition of infertility is very different with regard to ART Act and Surrogacy Act and is not restricted to primary surrogacy. The Supreme Court, the government says that it is a balancing act and offers surrogacy only to couples who are childless or who are the children who are mentally or physically challenged, and therefore, the government has justified its objection to this case of surrogacy, saying that it balances the interests of intending couple who may have genuine and grave need for second child, while also the surrogacy procedure should not be misused as well. So the court, the bench was chaired by Justice Nagaratna, also upheld the provision of the Surrogacy Act and said that burgeoning population is one of the issue where surrogacy was also put the restriction. However, we should remember that we do not have a one-child policy, and the couples therefore could ensure that the lawyer who was representing the parents pleaded before the court that they should make simple the provisions of the surrogacy, so that even in case of secondary infertility, the couple can go in for a surrogate child. They also said that we do not follow a one-child policy, and even the adoption regulations and the Juvenile Justice Act also allows 3 children of any gender to be adopted. So we do not have a one-child policy. This is an example of how surrogacy has been, there is a rise in surrogacy cases in India, especially with regard to increasing levels of infertility. India is also the largest population in the country, but we also have to remember many states are also having now growing aged population. So the demographic dividend of India will last up to maybe 2050 or 2060, and then the young population of India will also start aging. There is rising infertility issues because of non-communicable lifestyle related diseases, especially with regard to eating habits, too much of stress with regard to work and life imbalance, lack of physical exercises especially, and also delayed marriage, and apart from that, even change in food habits as well. So this is one of the issues that shows how surrogacy is being highly being used by many of the couples. Apart from that, this also shows a problem of children. So we have to keep into mind that we need a younger population in the future to support the economy of the country, and therefore surrogacy rules may have to be relaxed in case if the parents want a second child, in such a case when they are not able to have a second child of their own as well. So this needs to balance both economic, social needs, and even needs to respect to the rights. The law can always protect the child, the surrogate, and also the parents as well, in case they are implemented diligently and efficiently. However, the needs of the society also have to be taken into consideration. So this is also a balancing act with regard to protecting the rights of the couple, taking into consideration the economic, social needs of a country as well, and keeping in mind as many states like Kerala, Andhra Pradesh have now a rising age population. So we also need a young force in the future, not restricting ourselves to a one-child policy like China, which has also changed its policy now, going into a 2-child norm and even more. So therefore the relaxations can always be done into the law, and also can be looked into a case-by-case basis where the intentions of the parents are really genuine. So these were the points I thought it will be a very important question for you to discuss, even in case if you're facing the interview as well, because of the rising infertility in India. We have also reached the total fertility rate in India. So many people are delaying marriage, many people are giving birth to lesser children. We also have to keep in mind the country's demographic dividend and the economy of the country, and make sure that we have a younger population to support the economy and grow as well. So these are the points I thought I should be keeping across in front of you. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video. I shall see you in my next post. Until then, it's very happy learning.